that's for the thumbnail. Peace and love, kings, queens, and gods. You already know who it is. I'm the floating Yogi. This is
Yogi.
Hey, and this is Floating Yogi's Book Club, brought to you by Yogi. Urban yogic wellness and education, where we're restructuring health and wellness in the community, one healthy habit at a time. So, I'm going to give y'all a minute to come on in, to invite a friend. Matter of fact, invite about 10, because it's the Floating Yogi's Book Club, but we about to go in. Oh, and feel free to join the Zoom room, where the discourse could be a lot faster, a lot smoother. You can check that out at uedc.com. Register for an account, and all the free options will be available to you, and we can start restructuring this health and wellness one healthy habit at a time. All right. So,
be sure to check out ue.dc on IG for your daily meditation check-in. Join the growth gang. All you got to do is click the button that says I moved and meditated today, and then you get a little shout out. You get a little social media boost using social media to be positive and whatnot, encouraging growth.
And that right there is the bell for the sound bath that's going to be happening, if you did not know, on February 10th at Yoga Commons. Yes, the wind chimes will be there in full effect, saucy as ever. Ooh, that. Ooh. So we ain't gonna give you too much. We ain't gonna get. This is recorded. We ain't getting paid for these streams yet. So we just give them a little splash. What up, Peter Parker? So, again, if y'all want to join the Zoom room, if you want to be a part of the Growth Gang, daily meditation accountability, you want to join the sound healing, everything's available. It's on my website, has a link to it. Also, the UE website has a link to everything that we're affiliated with, from Sun and Moon to Flow to the sound healing, where it's going to be at. What's that? Yoga Commons. Come on, let's make it happen. Oh, thank you. Yeah, correct. Just FYI. My birthday was yesterday, y'all. Yay. Yes. I'm excited. It was a good B-day. I was having fun.
So you about 55 now, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Minus 19. Oh, you like how I did that, huh? That's from the Yoga Focus. Not necessarily this book. Maybe it is, because I cleared up all the mental mess. Ooh. Anyway.
That was a quick one.
Right? Was I right?
I don't know.
Okay, me either. But I think I was. I'm pretty confident with that guess. Any math wizards, please don't check me. Please check me. In a DM, that'd be great. Hey, what's going on, Chris? Welcome. Again, y'all want to be part of the Zoom room, you want to be part of the Discord, you want to rap, vibe, kick it up, chop it up, add your commentary. Maybe you love the Four Agreements. Maybe you're like, this book sucks, dude. Why are you just spreading this filth to people? Please come through. I'd love to hear your take on it. You know, we're going to wrap it up. We're almost finished with the book. We're on page 105, The Art of Transformation, The Dream of the Second Attention. But before we get there, I'm going to thank a few other people that, like I was mentioning before, we got the people who help me be me, help me do what I do. We got my dude, Payover. He's part of the crew, a dimension where people are our greatest resource. And you can check him out with the daily meditation accountability, like he was mentioning. We also have Brent LV, all your digital assets, your website, SEO, all the saucy stuff. Maybe you want some flyers, whatever, animated stuff. Hit him up and see what he can come up with. We also have Lifeform. I'd like to thank Lifeform as well. They've been doing great with the They've been doing great, providing phenomenal slip-resistant mats with some dope designs, and you can learn the on-mat lessons with their dope designs, with their alignment cues, and then come here and take those lessons we learn on the mat and find ways to apply them to our day-to-day life, like we're doing, and like we do Thursday. So tap in Thursday for the virtual meditation. You know we got you covered. All right, all that's done, all that said, ads out there, plugs, bills have been paid. So, let's get to the book. Oh, actually, you're here. I want to get your take on it. Do you like the 4 agreements? Do you not like the 4 agreements? What was like the most, do you like the 4 agreements? Do you not like the 4 agreements?
I do.
You do?
Yeah. I actually drew out like each agreement after I finished and like put them on my wall as affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And even though I don't have them up right now, I still like say it to myself like almost every day.
Mm-hmm. Especially after seeing it, having it up on the wall, I could see how it could be in the mind space wall, in that where I be making things into tokens and I put them in my metaphorical pocket so I can remember for later. I feel you. I'm right there.
Yeah.
What was the most challenging agreement for you to put into play?
I feel like being impeccable with my words to myself is kind of in certain aspects, but not taking things personally. No, actually, that was pretty easy. Not taking things personally. The assumptions one is kind of hard.
That was a challenging one for me. Yeah. I was trying to figure out, like, I didn't know when I was assuming. That was like the biggest thing.
I think I went overboard with it.
What'd you do? What happened?
I don't know. I was just like
over assuming.
Over not assuming. Like.
Oh.
Like asking every little single question. It's like.
I see what you're saying. Not even just completely ignoring context clues.
Yeah, sometimes.
Interesting. That one was. For me, I was blindsided because I didn't know I was making so many assumptions. So I can see how you're like, no. Let me ask every detail. So I'm just not assuming.
Right.
Yo, I did have my ditzy moments, my airhead moments. I feel you. That was a hard.
I think it's probably common to overcompensate when you're trying to make a change. You know, like in the beginning, you realize you want to do something different, and you just have like a radical change in perspective of how you deal with that situation. It's probably common, I think. You know, before you fine tune it, you're like, I should assume some things. You know, I can trust myself in some ways. I don't know.
Nah, I'm totally with it. It's kind of like the wave of life. We're going to go through the highs and lows, and then we figure out where we fit in between. So, yeah.
I wonder what's the difference in assumptions and expectations. So it's important to have expectations.
What's Google say? I mean, that's a neutral source. What's Google say an assumption is, and what's Google say an expectation is, so we can figure out if there's an actual literal difference.
Assumptions are defined as a thing that is accepted as true or certain to happen without proof. Expectations are defined as a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future.
Like assume is like a past tense thing, kind of like with an attitude is like past tense. Right.
So assumptions are accepted as true or certain to happen without proof.
Yeah.
Expectation is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case in the future. So expectation isn't correlated with proof or lack of proof. And assumption is true or certain to happen, while expectation is a strong belief. So assumption is more of a certainty.
It sounds like they both the same thing worded differently. Not even the difference between
There's a whole lot of overlap.
Yeah, a whole lot, because they're not using the same tenses or to even describe it. So let me give you an example. Farther and further. They sound the same. We sometimes use them the same. Farther measures distance, and further measure is more metaphorical. Like,
You furthered your education.
I furthered my education. It didn't go anywhere in an actual space. It's a metaphor.
Or time, but yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
But
I think-
either way, it's BS. Either way, it's BS. It's English
They
BS.
say, lower your expectations, you won't ever be like that, right? Like, basically, it's the same thing.
Don't make assumptions.
Don't
Lower
make
your
assumptions.
And it might be the tense that we use it in, because expectations can be, I have expectations, and the other one, and it has like expectations aren't always negative things, and assumptions have a negative connotation to it, and usually in today's day and age, I'll say that. And assumptions can be like, there's so many different ways, because now I'm thinking legal wise, and you can assume people's debt, you can assume, oh my gosh, too deep, I'm gonna pull out.
I was just thinking of assuming the position.
No. You can assume a mortgage. You can assume debt. You can't assume a position. It can be honesty. I was going to say down dog, but I was avoiding that one. Anyway, let's get to the reading. We got to finish this book. All right. I got some more questions. Maybe we do that later about the 4 agreements. It'll be fun. All right. The art of transformation. The dream of the second attention. We have learned that the dream you are living now is the result of the outside dream hooking your attention and feeding you all of your beliefs. The process of domestication can be called the dream of the first attention because it was how your attention was used for the first time to create the first dream of your life. One way to change your belief is to focus your attention on all those agreements and beliefs and change the agreements within yourself. In doing this, you are using your attention for the second time, thus creating the dream of the second intention or the new dream. The difference is that you are no longer innocent. When you were a child, this was not true. You didn't have a choice, but you are no longer a child. Now it's up to you to choose what you believe and what not to believe. You can choose to believe anything, and that includes believing in yourself. Your first step is to become aware of the fog that is your mind. Let it be fog. Just let it be fog. And be okay with it, because clarity is soon to come. You must become aware that you are dreaming all the time. Only with awareness do you have the possibility of transforming your dream. If you have the awareness that the whole drama of your life is the result of what you believe, and what you believe is not real, then you can begin to change it. However, to really change your beliefs, you need to focus your attention on what it is that you want to change. Simple enough. You have to know which agreements you want to change before you can change them. Simple enough. So the next step is develop awareness of all the self-limiting, fear-based beliefs that you make you unhappy. I like that. Make a checklist. Make a list of all the self-limiting, fear-based beliefs that make you unhappy. Yeah, I'm with that. You take an inventory of all that you believe, all your agreements, and through this process, you begin the transformation. The Toltecs called this the art of transformation. It's a whole mastery. You achieve the mastery of transformation by changing the fear-based agreement that you make that makes you suffer and reprogramming your own mind in your own way. One of the ways to do this is to explore and adopt alternative beliefs such as the 4 agreements. The decision is to adopt the 4 agreements is a declaration of war to regain your freedom from the parasite. The thing they was talking about is just draining you. And then you willingly feed it. I don't want my dream that I said that I want. I want to keep doing this because it's satiating me for the moment. It's up to you to explore these possibilities of your dreams, if you're interested. Oh, hold up. I skipped a little bit. The 4 agreements will offer the possibility of ending the emotional pain, which can open up the door for you to enjoy your life and begin a new dream. It's up to you to explore the possibilities of your dream. If you're interested, the 4 agreements were created to assist you in the art of transformation, to help you break the limiting agreements, to gain more personal power and become stronger. The stronger you get, the more agreements you can break until the moment comes when you make it to the core of all those agreements. Going to the core of those agreements is what I call going to the desert. When you go into the desert, you meet your demons face to face. After coming out of the desert, all those demons become angels. Sidebar, all those demons become angels. That's a good way to look at when people say, like, I gotta kill my ego death, all this other stuff, and other things associated with it. Nah, that's gotta be your homie. Like, was looking out for you this entire time. He, she, it, whichever you want to describe it, they was looking out for you this whole time. Why I want to kill that? There's love in there somewhere, and if I'm not able to see that, the love in that dark side of me, what I call the dark side of me, how am I really going to accept myself? How am I really going to be able to move forward and grow? So, I like this one. After coming out the desert, all those demons become angels. They're not dead. They're looking over you. I'm with that. Practicing the 4 new agreements. Come on now. There's space for that. I could take a sip dag on it. I was reading. Fair enough. All right. We back at it again. For example, the little girl who was told not to sing is now 20 years old and she still does not sing. One way she can overcome that belief that her voice is ugly is to say, okay, I will try to sing, even if I do sing badly. What is that? Allowing the fog to still be there? Then she can pretend that someone is clapping and tell her, oh, that was beautiful. This may break the agreement a teeny tiny bit, but it will still be there. Hold up. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
You don't believe it's going to still be there? Or it's not breaking? Which part?
I believe there's some shifting that happens there. A lie is a lie. Unless you shift yourself to believe that, and then that's going to skew you as a person. You'll be a little bit wavery because you're intentionally bending yourself. I learned that through practice. Body gets a little loose and you have to hold the rigidity. Same thing goes with our discipline and how we stand on our beliefs and our morals. So little chips create nice size cracks. However, I understand the purpose. That's why I was like, we can move forward. Little chips, humongous cracks. Don't let water come in. I keep hearing someone trying to chime in and they just keep unchiming. I don't see the mics. I might have to put y'all up so I can see who unmutes. And I'm gonna call you out.
It's me, but it's not like that. I'm in and out with the kids. You know how it is.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. Then I probably should have had a little camera on. Alright, anyway, we edited that out. However, now she has a little more power and courage to try again and again, and finally she breaks the agreement. Haha! Now she can do it. Yes! And that's the purpose. That's one way out of the dream of hell. But for every agreement you break that makes you suffer, you will need to replace it with a new agreement that makes you happy. This will keep the old agreement from coming back. If you occupy the same space with the new agreement, then the old agreement is gone forever, and in its place is the new agreement, or habit. Insert word here, whichever fits. There are many strong beliefs in the mind that can make this process look hopeless. This is why you need to go step by step and be patient with yourself, because this is a slow process. The way you are living now is a result of many years of domestication. You cannot expect to break the domestication in one day. Breaking agreements is very difficult because we put the power of the word, which is the power of our will, into every agreement we have made. We will need the same amount of power to change the agreement. We cannot change an agreement with less power that was used to make the agreement. And almost all our personal power is invested in keeping an agreement we have with ourselves. I agree with that strongly. Like, if it's something you do every day that you love or you used to love or whatever it is, something you do every day, that simple, it's going to be challenging. You're going to need something just as easily accessible, readily available to replace it. Otherwise, that pull can be very tempting. Very tempting. It's very tempting. And something as little as, oh, I want to try this. I want to try this new thing. What is it? Let's say, what's something new? I want to try painting or pottery, and I'm going to do pottery instead of smoking. Okay. You don't know nothing about no pottery. They ain't do no pottery before, and then you just going to get the wheel, and this is just magically going to replace something as simple as just rolling a beautiful pearl situation. You know? Green, voluptuous. I don't know if voluptuous is the right. A beautiful bouquet rolled together with some deliciousness. Maybe I'm the only one who's excited about that. I guess so. Moving forward. All right. So we need the same amount of power because otherwise it ain't gonna work. You can't start something brand new. You don't have any actual desire or pull to help keep you focused. That's not in the book. That's my mind. But we're all addicted to being the way we are. She was like, dang, man, this is the 3.0 version. We're all addicted to being the way we are. We're all addicted to anger, jealousy, self-pity. We're addicted to the beliefs that tell us, I'm not good enough. I'm not intelligent enough. Why even try? Other people will do it because they're better than me. All these old agreements which rule our dream, all of these old agreements which rule our dream of life are the result of repeating them over and over again. Therefore, to adopt the 4 agreements, you need to put repetition in action. Practicing the new agreement in your life is how your best becomes better. Repetition makes the master.
All right, I'm going to tap in real quick. So it's like, if you're going to change everything okay, how am I trying to say this? So like, if you were going to go live like a monk, right? That's like replacing something without the same energy at first going into it, because you're just like physically removing yourself from everything on purpose. So the intention's there, and I guess if your intention's great enough, it doesn't have to be a strong idea that replaces it. It could just be a strong intention. I just want to point that out. If you're strong enough, discipline yourself. But for most of us, I think the reason replacing something with the same energy or something is so important is because the amount of control that we have, what we can actually control and ascertain around us, like in any given day, is something that is so commonplace to us, and we take it for granted. So like, That's how we get jumbled up with these screwed up beliefs anyways, because like in some way maybe it gave us power in a situation, and we just like never chose to re-examine it, and so we carry it along with us. And that's kind of what this book is like talking about, is like, look at all that crap you carried along with you. Look how toxic all that stuff is. You know, you don't need all that. And I think in a lot of ways this is like just a good groundwork to develop discipline, which is why I didn't say anything a moment ago. I mean, you disagree with something, but at the same time, like, everybody's going to read that statement or parts of this book and get something else out of it because they have their own intention and stuff like that. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's all I really got to say.
Push, mic drop. Yeah, that's support your thoughts. That's it right there. Sign, seal that shit. Damn. It was something you said about discipline and the people removing themselves. One thing about that's interesting because even people with a lot of discipline who just jump into that space, step one is it takes a lot of discipline to be able to survive through that. But there's just so many other layers and factors to it. And when it comes to like human nature, and one of the concepts that they say within like Zen, it's not about, you can know the path sometimes, just like the what was the one with the monkeys? The guy said he wanted to know how to get superpowers, and he said, oh, you have to go here, say this mantra 3 times, dip in the lake, and but don't think about monkeys. And the guy couldn't stop thinking about monkeys. And it wasn't about knowing what to do. It was about, or being able to do something in your own conditions. It was about being able to be flexible. It was about being able to know that, yeah, you're working towards your peace, but you can't get pissed off. And you know you're able to then gauge your range and then adjust and act accordingly. So you're not in situations where you know you're already at 90 about to pop off, even though nobody did anything to you. You're not going to put yourself in that situation. It's that self-awareness. So I want to tap into that. And for that to be developed, you have to have a mind of a student, a mind willing to learn, open. Otherwise, you know it all. We know it all. If we're not looking for answers, if we're not open for, not even looking for answers, but if we're not open to seeing things differently, or the fact that we're wrong. A lot of time now I have trained myself to me being wrong is exciting.
Pop open Google, man.
Like,
or ChatGPT, you know, figure it out, learn something.
Like, what'd you say?
He said hop on the Google.
The Google, yeah. We might be able to do it. We might be able to do it. What's the timestamp looking like?
6:43.
We'll get somewhere. We'll get somewhere. Hey, welcome, y'all. Come on in, invite a friend. Matter of fact, invite about 10. Because it's the Floating Yogi Book Club, and we already been going in. You're a little bit late to the show, but you can still hop in. We got about 14, 15 more minutes. You can sign up at uedc.com. Get an account. It's free $99, and we got all the services available to you, and some paid options as well. All right, moving forward. The disciple of the warrior, controlling your own behavior. Imagine that you awake early in the morning, overflowing with enthusiasm for the day. You feel good, you're happy, and you have plenty of energy to face the day. Then at breakfast, you have a big fight with your spouse, and a flood of emotions come out. You get mad, and the emotion of anger, you spend a lot of your personal power. After the fight, you feel drained, and you just want to go and cry.